It takes a lot to make an audience suspend their disbelief when watching a movie. The more fantastical your narrative is, the tougher your story will be to believe, and the easier it is for one little mistake to destroy an audience's entire immersion. Inconsistent plot, a weird bit of dialogue, and most often, bad CGI. Nowhere is this more present than in big fantasy stories. So when director Gore Verbinski set out on making a big wet Scottish pirate with an octopus face, one Mr. Krabs claw, and a passion for piano, he kinda needed it to be damn realistic. But even with all that pressure, through the work of amazingly talented visual effects artists and filmmakers, somehow they actually did it. In 2006 they made
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow.
It is genuinely stunning how they were able to make a character this fantastical look this real. I mean, he interacts with the practical world around him. His emotions are clear and readable on the face of a tentacle monster. Little details like the way he smokes, the way his face tentacles move, the way light can be seen through his weird translucent skin, it's all so immersive, and for many this is why Davy Jones is often regarded as the best-looking CGI character of all time. But how did they go from a grumpy Bill Nye standing in the rain in a funny gray suit?
Except they don't.
First, let's set the scene. It's 2006, you're looking to make an action-adventure that's bigger and better than the smash hit Pirates of the Caribbean. Who do you get to try and turn our dream of fishmen into reality?
Oh, if he's bluffing.
It's obvious, really. You hire when you have Disney money. You can afford the best, and ILM, when it comes to practical and digital effects, continue to be the best of the best to this day. Without them, we'd have no Star Wars, no T-1000, and no dinosaurs. They are without a shadow of a doubt some of the best in the business, and you have them working on your film, putting their blood, sweat, and tears into making the best work possible. And after working with the team to make skeleton men in the previous film. But like what most sequels aim to do, they wanted to push what worked in the previous film and make it bigger and better. So how do you make something that's better than skeleton men? ILM knew it was time for something newer, better, and wetter, and they set out to realize an entirely CGI crew of uniquely designed Lovecraftian-inspired freaks. But to do this, they were gonna need some new tech, and in an effort to allow all the performers to be present on set, ILM developed ImmoCap, a lightweight, low-footprint, robust, and filmmaker-friendly motion capture system that could be used anywhere. Thought up by John Knoll and realized by the team at ILM, ImmoCap was created for the need for realistic digital characters like Davy Jones in the Pirates of the Caribbean. And it's clear from most people's reactions that it revolutionized motion capture. Instead of traditional optical methods, ImmoCap relied on witness cameras and tracking bands placed on actors' bodies. These bands were modeled to be easily tracked from a single camera view, allowing for precise motion capture with minimal on-set equipment. More equipment means more time it takes to set up for a scene, and more time on set means a more expensive shoot. And most importantly, the more time it takes to set up the shot means more time Bill has to wear the little gray suit, which he very clearly didn't like at all. Those awful suits and bands have a purpose though. Combined with witness cameras and sophisticated software, they helped capture actors' movements accurately, even in challenging shooting conditions like outdoor locations with the constant changing of light. All of that data and information was then shipped off to the post-production team, who had the seemingly impossible job of processing the tracking and calibration data, ensuring accurate synchronization between the film footage and the witness camera footage before building their VFX on top of the captured performances of the actors. So in summary, it was pretty damn difficult, but because of their skill and expertise, they made the impossible reality. All of this effort and technology made it possible for actors to perform motion capture on location during principal photography. And therefore, as a result, director Gore Verbinski was able to work with his actors on set, allowing them to interact with the scene and other actors who would then later be replaced by CG characters. Compare this to most modern big-budget blockbusters, where it feels like actors are all in different green rooms, talking to no one and reacting to nothing. In Pirates 2 and 3, when Davy Jones insults Jack Sparrow, we see the contempt in his eyes. And we see the fear in Jack Sparrow's genuine reaction to Bill's performance. Because they were there, both actors were able to bounce off one another and give fantastic performances, all things which help add to the believability of what on paper is quite a silly scenario. This is a key reason on why the VFX of Davy Jones looks so real. To this, which looks like a real scene with two characters interacting with each other and the world around them, and which looks like a bunch of actors reacting to a big nothing green screen. Audiences aren't dumb, and neither are the VFX artists who make movies. They know CGI will never be more realistic than the real world, but it can make the impossible a reality. It wasn't enough just to capture realistic performances and motion capture data because they had to add the fantastical elements. Davy Jones' tentacle beard alone presented another set of challenges. How do you make a big fleshy group of appendages that had to perform like a living creature feel in any way realistic? This is where the creature development artists came in, putting in wonderful animation controls that allowed animators to move the tentacles in very specific ways, with a new program written that would drive the individual joints between the segments of the beard with a whole variety of parameters that allowed for high-level control that animators could put into the scene to dictate emotional changes. ILM's revolutionary new Xeno pipeline moved fully into action, giving artists easy access to more tools than ever before. And the results speak for themselves. Director Gore Verbinski once said that all visual effects have a sort of expiration date. They begin to wilt from the day of creation because the technology is always getting better. This to me makes what they achieved with Davy Jones even more impressive. It's been 18 years since the first time we saw that character, and yet the effects hadn't aged a day. The reason why the impossible character of Davy Jones holds up to this day is through the invention of groundbreaking technology and the passion, performance, and attention to detail of countless artists in making this character feel so real. Davy Jones now shows off how to make a fantastical character realistic, but also the amount of effort it takes to do so. So for a weird octopus man, he's pretty damn cool. If you want to know more about the practical theory on how to make great VFX yourself, I'd recommend the channel Corridor Digital and their series VFX Artists React. Often they cover the ins and outs of why some scenes work and why some don't, emphasizing how important it is that if you're going to use VFX in your films, you need to have some idea how they work. But most of all, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, your support means a lot to us. If you enjoyed this video, drop us a like down below. And if you want us to find out the behind-the-scenes secrets of what makes your favorite characters fantastic, let us know who we should cover in the comments below. Please consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time.